It's like the Cam Newton, I'm back. Yes, AJ Mccarron is back. He signed with the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad, sources says, some starting experience on the roster in case Joe Burrow can't go. And this is kind of hilarious because you got, obviously, Will Greer, who just left, right? Jake Browning, who's the immediate backup. They just signed Reed Sinnett to the practice squad, and now you're bringing in another quarterback. So what this most likely means is if Joe can't go this Monday, you're going to have probably 3 quarterbacks active. It's going to be number 1, obviously Jake Browning. Number 2, Reed Sinnett. And number 3 here, the Cincinnati man himself from 2014 draft, 5th round pick, AJ Mccarron. Wow. Talk about a player, a blast from the past coming back yet again. So if you don't remember AJ Mccarron, he was a 5th round draft pick in 2014 NFL draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. He played for 3 seasons with the Bengals. And this is 2015. He was 2-1 with the Bengals. He played a total of 7 games, and he only started 3 of them. In his 3 games he started with us, he had 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's never played a game for us since, as a starter. He did play some football for us back in 2017. He did have 7 completions, 14 attempts, 50% completion percentage, 66 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Now, he's never panned out in the NFL. And that's why, of course, he left the NFL and he went to, the XFL? Ian just had it up there. Yes, he went to... Oh, actually, it doesn't say it here, but I'm pretty sure he was the XFL. Yeah, he was in the XFL. So he went to the XFL and he was actually very successful. So, him coming back, what does it mean for us, right? Not really anything at all. At this point, what it shows is, listen, we're desperate. That's what this is. This is kind of just, we're desperate at this point, and we need something. And we kind of just, are kind of grasping at straws. That's pretty much all this is at this point. Because it's not like AJ Mccarron. He's never played with Brian Callahan. He's never played in Brian Callahan's system. He has 0 experience with any receiver on this team. I mean, last time he played with us was 2017. That was... No, we didn't have Boyd at that time. We got Boyd in 2018. So, there's nobody on this roster that he has experience with. Now, in the XFL, here were his stats. This was from this year. So, week 1, he was 18 for 26, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. Seattle, he played against Seattle's team. He had 22 for 36, 184, 1 touchdown. Literally, in only 10 games, it's actually not that bad. How much is that? 3, 7, 9, 11, 14, 17. He missed this game. 18, 24 touchdowns in his 10 games in XFL. And he also did have 3, 4, 6 interceptions. So, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not the greatest, but, okay. And he also had 1 rushing touchdown. He only played 9 games. So, that's actually not, the worst thing in the world. Listen, I'm making as many excuses as I can for this, okay? Because at this point, we need somebody. And I gotta say one thing. This is even sparking more into my point that they do not trust / have any confidence in Jake Browning. I'm going to say this in my video later today, but I'll talk about it right now, is that if they had any, trust or faith in Jake Browning, they would still be picking up backup quarterbacks because you always need to have backup quarterbacks, right? You do. That's nothing to do with Jake Browning in any way. You need to have someone behind Jake Browning that can actually start and be viable in the game. But I will say, with how everyone's talking, going about things, and kind of conversating about this game, whether it's Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Obviously, Coach Taylor. It seems like everyone's kind of in this area of if Joe can't go, we were absolutely up Shit's Creek without a paddle. I don't usually cuss on this channel, but I do want to go ahead and say it because that's a good metaphor. And that's kind of how everyone is looking at this game inside the Bengals organization, which is not usually normal. A lot of times, whenever the star quarterback or starting quarterback is out, let me get this straight. Not everyone is sitting there saying, "Oh, the backup is the starter now. We think he's the best quarterback in the game." But usually, everyone kind of goes behind him and goes, "All right, guys, we think he can be great. We have faith in him." Like all the talk before the game is usually, "You know what? We got faith in him. We got faith in that guy to go out there and play some great football." But instead, all the talks behind, if Joe can't go Monday, which, again, the Rams are still a good opponent, but they're definitely not the toughest opponent, right? So, all the talks now are like, yeah, we got Jake Browning. Jake, go get him, Tiger. Like, I feel like everyone in the Bengals right now, they're treating Jake Browning like a little league coach would treat like the coach's son gets hurt, right? He can't play. And then you got that guy who's been on the bench the whole entire year, never done anything, like never accomplished anything, right? And he's on the bench and you're just like, oh, and let's say you're in the state championship, okay? You're in the state championship here. Let's say a high school coach, right? And you're like, hey, number 5, come here. Number 5 comes over, he's like, yeah, coach, you need to get your water? I parked your car in the back. Did I park it correctly? And then the coach is like, no, you did great. Go out there, go play. What? Yeah, just do your best, champ. You got it, champ. Like, that's how they're treating Jake Browning, which is, like, so weird, but I get it. Like, he's never played in the NFL before. He never had any NFL experience, and that's why they're bringing in other options. Because, like, again, there's one of 3 ways this game Monday night is going to go if Jake Browning starts. Option 1, Jake is the best quarterback for one single game. Like, he's the best quarterback for one single game. He does the typical backup quarterback action where the backup comes in, everyone's excited because like, oh, this is a new face, someone new to root for, whatever, and he goes out there and he puts up 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's breaking records. He's literally at one point in the 4th quarter, he puts a blindfold on, ties his arm behind his back, and throws a 60-yard touchdown for no reason, right? Like, that's option 1. And if you ever want to watch option 1, go back to Stafford's rookie year when the Packers played them in week 17 and watch, who was it? I think is it Castle? The backup to Aaron Rodgers. Watch him in that game. He put up, again, Rodgers did not miss any game the whole entire season. They sit Rodgers down the last week of the season. That guy put up, I think it was like 400 yards and 6 touchdowns in that game. This guy's never played the whole entire season. He put up those stats. That's option 1, okay? So option 1 is actually real, okay? It could happen. Option 2. It is the opposite. 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, completion percentage of 25%, 1 for 50. Like, it's just absolutely the worst of the worst. Option 3. Game manager. Option 2, by the way, is Nathan Peterman. Option 3 is just game manager completely. Maybe his completion percentage is around 55, 60%. He puts up, I don't know, maybe 1 touchdown. He's maybe 15 for 20, but the longest pass he throws in a night is like a 5-yard check down Joe Mixon. Like he just really is just not taking any risk, and it's pretty clear that the offense, like Brian Callahan and Coach Taylor, is making it very strict on him. Is you're not going to be the reason why we lose this game. So it's going to be a very strict, 1-2 play. Guy, hike it. You look here. If he's not open, then you throw it away. Hike. Look here. He's not open. Throw it away. Like, just a very strict offense. There's only one of three ways it's going to go. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm ready for this Little League. I don't know why I keep calling it Little League. I went from Little League to high school. I'm ready for this kid on the bench to not F it up. Who day? Who day, nation? Who day?